Morning boys and girls, that's right. Zephyr's coming back with the videos thick and fast. So as you can see by the fucking mess. It's had a 3-day Mortis course finish, which was a great success. The lad learnt loads, I learnt loads. It was good fun all round. So I've just got here early in the morning, just to have a little bit of Zephyr time. Delicious. So what I thought I'd do is part 2 of the GJ's pin and cam range. So this one we're going to be showing today is the Asec Vital TSS Morgan, okay? Now, these are the mucky little pups, okay? So the cheap locks, they fail quite often, but they're actually really, really difficult to pick, okay? Really, really difficult to pick. You can overlift them sometimes, but obviously if you've got a dedicated pin and cam, you're going to fucking smash the granny out of these. So the way we use this pin and cam is basically we're going to separate the levers into highs and lows, just like you do on a lot of other pin and cams. And hopefully you'll be able to see this. You can actually see the high levers sit lower than the low levers, if that makes sense, where normally it's the other way around. Okay, so all we're going to do is insert a plastic key, turn it to like 9 o'clock, and hopefully read the highs and the lows. And just by doing that, you're going to split the lock into 50%, okay? Which obviously is advantageous. So hopefully we're going to do this. This actually got brought off a student over the course. Okay, so there ain't no bullshit in this course. So this is actually, oh, I might have made that plasticine a little bit too thick. So this is a Morgan. So this is the earlier version, slightly better made, but hopefully we're going to see now. So I'm going to turn to about 9 o'clock, and then just turn a little more, and then all we're going to look for, perfect. Hope you can see that there. Let's have a look. Yep. So you can see, obviously you've got the bolt mark at the end, and then you can see one long mark, okay, in position number 4. Which is going to help us a fucking lot. Help us a lot, okay? Excuse me. So, you've got your pin set there, okay? So basically, there's only 6 pin heights again, which makes life a lot easier. So basically, if it's a high lift pin, you're going to load it up with 3s. If it's a low lift pin, you're going to load it up with 6s, and that's it, all right? And that's basically 50% of the lot done. So, I'm going to grease my tool, okay, and give it a little bit of grease. Okay, you can dip your pins in, but if you're a lazy twat like me, just grease your tool. Okay, so this is how we're going to load up, boys and girls. We are going to load up position 1 with a 6 because it didn't mark, position 2 with a 6 because it didn't mark, position 3 with a 6 because it didn't mark, position 4 with a 3 because it did mark, and position 5 with a 6 because it didn't mark. And there you go, you've already got half a key med there, yeah? Much like any pin and cam, if you can separate. Now, in my opinion, this is probably the best pin and cam to learn on, okay? Because the feelings are very, very clear, especially on the high ones. Basically, a high one, if it taps, you're pretty much at the lever. If it feels spongy, it's probably an anti-pick, you need to lift it up. The low levers are slightly different, but you know, you're going to smash the granny out of these locks, okay? Especially if you supply and fit them for whatever reason some locksmiths do, because they're absolute garbage. So, just going to seat ourselves, as I tell the people on the course, when you're using the pin and cam, you do need to make sure it's what's called seated. If it doesn't feel quite right and it's not seated right, all your pins are going to feel bindy and horrible. So you'll know when you're seated right. Okay, so we're going to test number 1. See, that didn't feel right, okay? So I'm just going to take the tool out. Do that. That felt nicer. 1's tapping. 2, 3, 4's tapping. 5, 4. 3 feels a bit spongy. You heard that. 2's tapping away. 1's definitely tapping away. 3, 4's tapping. Oh my, oh my God. got the lock in one fucking pass, yeah? But that's because I kept at it. So basically, I just nudged all the levers up. So what we're going to do is, if you're just starting out, this is the way you do it, alright? I kept at it because I'm a persistent motherfucker. If I can get my tool out, alright? So you actually see the pins have been lifted. So just take this out now. And we're going to do it like the true pin and cam way, if that makes sense. So all we're going to look for is back little grinding levers. And anything that taps is correct, basically. So just seat myself. One feels fine. You had 2, 3, 4 is definitely tapping. 4 is correct, okay? The high lift lever is correct. 5 feels loosey-goosey. Yeah. Okay, so number 5 had a little bit of binding. You can actually see it's just raised up higher than the others, okay? So number 5, this is the way I do it, especially if you're just starting out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take that number 6 pin out, okay? Where are you getting, mucky little pup? I'm gonna take that 6 pin, if I can get it off my greasy little fingers, and move it up to a 5 pin, if that makes sense, okay? And push that in, okay, and then you go back into the lock. Anything that gives you a slight reaction and stuff like that, slight binding, that sounds nice. 1 is tapping, I'm pretty sure 1's correct. 2, I've got a little bit of bind. 3 is fine. 4 is definitely tapping. 5's tapping. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I think number 2 needs to go up. I'm just going to double check my readings. 4, 5. Yeah, I'm going to move position 2 up. Okay. So I'm going to take that out. Number 2. If I can do. Yee, I got you, you little monkey pup. I'm going to move 2 from a 6 to a 5. Okay, put it back into the lock. 1, tapping lovely. 2, and there you go, all right? I think we're nearly at the chord there, guys. Obviously I had to nudge 3 up. I think we're nearly at the chord, so you can pretty much get to the chord, so I'm gonna try and do that by taking out position 3, because obviously we know that has to be ABA pattern. So I'm going to move 3 up to a 5. Okay, now we're going to try it again. And we've got to be nearly there now, guys. Yeah, 1's correct. 2 needed a little nudge, so we're going to move 2 up 1 more. From a 5 to a 4, which is the highest low, if that makes sense. Okay. Then let's have a look. There you go. Live on video. Got to the chord. Thank you, Matthew, for this sexy little lock, yeah? Got to the chord pretty quickly as it goes. Anyway, especially if you supply and fit these, right? They're an absolute twat to pick, absolute twat. So if you supply and fit these, customers, if they get locked out, will be calling you back. So spend the fucking dough, be a professional, don't be a mug, right? Get yourself a tool. Take care, dream big, guys.